Hey, what's up, guys? It's PB&J Cubing. I remember this last summer I went to CubingUSA Nationals 2018 in Salt Lake City, Utah. It was my first Nationals competition and it was a great experience. So after going to that competition, I started to think about, hey, where is the next Nationals competition going to be located? And what events can I maybe qualify for that I didn't qualify for this time? So it's about that time that CubingUSA usually picks their location for Nationals. And so I've started to really search for any information regarding that on YouTube or on their website or on Facebook. And I haven't found any yet, and I've seen nobody's posting anything even related to CubingUSA Nationals 2019. So I thought I should make a video about CubingUSA Nationals 2019. Now before we get started, let me make something clear. I have no affiliation with CubingUSA or the WCA. I have no information regarding when they're going to announce where Nationals is going to be located or where it's going to be located. These are solely my predictions on where I think it will be located. Now the way this video is going to work, I'm going to take a map, which we'll go to that in a second. I'm going to slowly eliminate different parts of the country, and then once we have it narrowed down to where the general area where I think it's going to be held, I'm going to make 3 predictions, and they're going to be in descending order. So third is where is my the decision I'm least confident in. And number 1 is, if I had to pick one, that's where I think US Nationals is going to be held in 2019. So let's go to the map. Hey guys, what's up, and welcome to my little setup here with this map. So this is an interactive map that I found online, and I'm going to be going through it and basically marking off places that I don't think US Nationals is going to be held this year. So it's kind of like elimination. I'm going to look at where they've held it last year, so you can see I have a bunch of markers around the map. This is all of the places where CubingUSA Nationals has been held in the past years. So I'm going to go through it. I'm going to look at where they've held it last year, in the past few years, where I think they would want to hold it. I'm going to look at some of the major cities, and I'm going to try and analyze it and see where I think the best places to hold it would be and where I think they're going to hold it. Alright, so now that we've got that out of the way, we need to make one of the biggest decisions, or the biggest decision for me. Should it be held on the eastern coast or the western coast? And looking back on where they've held it in the past, they seem to kind of jump around a whole lot. And since it was located in Salt Lake City, Utah last year for CubingUSA Nationals 2018, I'm going to mark off this pretty much whole area, the west coast area, because I feel that they're going to want to hold it more towards the eastern coast. I highly doubt that they would put it 2 years back to back in the western coast. So now I feel we have another big decision to make, because if you look, there is a lot of empty space right in here. Some of these big cities in Texas and some of these areas, or Minneapolis, Minnesota, Kansas City, some of these big cities in kind of this Midwestern area right here. Now, this was kind of a tough decision for me. I wanted to put some places in Texas on my list, because I do think that Texas is going to get Nationals at some point, whether it be in Austin or Houston or San Antonio or Dallas. But because of where Salt Lake City was located, and because of where CubingUSA 2018 was located, and because of where CubingUSA Nationals 2017 was located in Fort Wayne, which is west kind of the eastern coast, I'm going to say that they're going to want to bring it more towards the eastern coast, maybe. So what I'm going to do here is, even though this was kind of a tough decision for me, I'm going to mark off this area right here. I'm going to take away, I'll leave Memphis in there just in case, but I'm going to take away Texas and Minnesota right here, so that we're mainly focusing on more the eastern part of the United States, which is where I think it will be held. Now before I go any farther with marking off areas here and marking off more of the eastern coast, and we really start to narrow it down, I want to take it over to the map of the CubingUSA regional championships, or the regions for their regional championships, so that I can kind of show you the reasoning behind my next decision for marking places off. Alright, so this is the map of the regions for CubingUSA's new regional championships. Now, as you can see, I kind of took this into account when I marked off the western coast because I said, you know what, Salt Lake City is kind of in that western region, so I don't think they're going to hold it in maybe California or Nevada. So if you would notice, that leaves us with only 3 regions left. It's the southeastern region, the northeastern region, and what they call the Great Lakes region. Now, if you'll remember, CubingUSA Nationals 2017 was held in the Great Lakes region. It was held in Fort Wayne, Indiana. So that's kind of the basis for my next decision. I didn't really want to mark off Ohio, but I felt that they would probably not put a competition that close to Fort Wayne, Indiana, because they just did it 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, actually. So I'm essentially going to mark off this whole region on our map. So we're only looking at the northeastern region now and the southeastern region. Alright guys, so I've marked off the Great Lakes region. And now we're only left with 2 more regions. So our options are very narrow now. I can't really eliminate any more regions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and eliminate it state by state. Only a couple of states, and then I'll make my predictions. So I don't think it's going to be held in Mississippi or Alabama. I just don't think it will be. I'm going to leave the Carolinas in there. I'm going to leave Georgia in there. But I'm going to mark off Florida. They haven't held it recently in Florida. I believe it was 2005 when they actually held it last in Florida. But I'm going to go ahead and mark it off because I have some other ideas of where I think they're going to hold it. Then I'm going to mark off some of these far northeastern states like Vermont, New Hampshire. I'll leave Massachusetts in there because they have Boston. And I'll leave New York in there. Let's see what else we can mark off. Actually, that's it. I think all of these states are good prospects for where it might be held. So you have Tennessee, Georgia, the Carolinas, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, New York, Massachusetts, maybe, I guess we could mark off Connecticut and Rhode Island. And I won't forget about Delaware. Mark that off too. Alright, so now that we've narrowed it down this much, we only have a few states left. I'm going to go ahead and get into my predictions. So I have 3 predictions. They'll be in descending order, meaning that 3 is what I think will be the least likely option for where it will be held, and number 1 is my first pick. So if I were to have to pick one place where I thought CubingUSA Nationals 2019 would be held, that would be the number 1 spot on my list. So let's get into it. Alright guys, and the number 3 spot is Nashville, Tennessee. Yes, I'm not just picking the city because I live near here and I wish it were in Nashville, Tennessee, but I actually think Nashville has a good shot at hosting US Nationals 2019. They're the music city. They have a lot of tourist attractions. It's a big city. It's a growing city, and I hope they host it. In the number 2 spot is Baltimore, Maryland. I think Baltimore has a good shot at it. There have been no U.S. Nationals in this area, really. And that's kind of surprising to me because this is really close to Washington, D.C. And I think it has a lot of tourist attractions, and I think it's a good bet for Nationals. And finally, in the number 1 spot, congratulations, Super Bowl champions, because you're hosting U.S. Nationals 2019, according to me. Philadelphia, I think, is going to host U.S. Nationals 2019. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. They have a good shot at it. There haven't been many Nats in that area, and according to the competitions in the WCA, that looks like a strong area with a big cubing community. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video on my predictions for U.S. Nationals 2019. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and please give it a like. If you disagreed with my picks, feel free to let me know what you think in the comments. I just wanted to thank you guys. The video I posted a few days ago has now surpassed 400 views. It is now my most viewed video, so thank you guys for that. It just recently passed my previously most viewed video, which was my Day 1 Nationals vlog, so thank you guys so much. When CubingUSA Nationals does post a video, I'll of course make a review on that. I've got some vlogs coming up of competitions, Rocky Top and the Georgia State Championship in a couple of weeks. I'll be vlogging those. So subscribe, stay tuned to those, and thank you guys so much for watching.